Welcome back to Ultimate Combat Radio. Mike Stidham here talking a little mixed martial arts, and we have been gabbing a lot today. We didn't get to the Ultimate Fighter, and we're just now getting to that. And our UFC guy, the guy that knows a little bit about the UFC, when I say a little bit, he knows just a little bit, Joe Martinez, because, Joe, you haven't been watching the show this year.
I've been watching it. I catch it a couple days after, but it's hard for me to keep track of these guys, man. They have 2 weight classes going on.
I'm just telling you, man, when Steve Seiler went out, I went into depression.
That's the thing. If you have somebody you'd be excited to watch, we waited a couple episodes.
But I heard he's back in the finale.
He is fighting the finale. He's fighting a guy named Josh Clopton. Have no idea who he is.
I hope Pete Clopton's him right in the face, man.
So, yeah, they went down there for weigh-ins today, and Jerome Hatch went down with him to try out for the Ultimate Fighter this weekend.
Well, why wouldn't he? He just beat the crap out of Brandon Melendez.
Oh, jeez.
Just weeks after beating the crap out of Casey Uscola.
And beating the crap out of Cole Rose.
So why wouldn't he?
Wow.
GSP is next. Next. Listen, man, I'm never going to bet against that kid ever again. I'm never going to predict against him because I would have bet the farm on Melendez beating him. I'd have bet the farm on. When I heard he was fighting Casey Uscola, I go, who is the promoter that let that happen? And he went up there and beat him. Up there. And beat him in his hometown. Then he invited old Melendez down to his hometown. Said, come on down here, Melendez. We're having a little fisticuff party, and here's one for you.
He is not scared to fight anybody.
No.
His coach was, what did Myrtledge say? He'll fight anybody for a sandwich. It's true.
Well, hey, look, man, I wouldn't be shocked to hear him on the show. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And, I wouldn't be surprised to hear he didn't make it either. He's not the most technically sound guy, and I understand they do make you actually punch mitts.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know.
He's got a lot of pull with all his team that's been in the Ultimate Fighter.
Well, yeah, you can't argue that.
Yeah.
You're going to go down there, and really, if you make it to the interview, which, here's the thing. You got to make it to the interview.
Yeah.
If you put on a clown show punching mitts, you may not make it to the interviews. And I've never seen him punch mitts, but will say he's technically not very sound to watch. But get up in the interview and say, this guy, that guy, this guy, Ramsey and Court and these guys, I train with them. Those are the guys.
It's the Ultimate Fighter house in Salt Lake or in Provo.
But it's the Ultimate Fighter prep house.
There it is. Anyways, we got the Ultimate Fighter finale tomorrow night. There's really, I'm not going to run through the list of these people because they're all people from the show pretty much, except for Bisping versus Mayhem Miller.
And I think that's a compelling fight.
I think it's a good fight. I'm excited. And if you watch them go back and forth during the whole season. They do not like each other, and it's fun to watch them do that, so it's going to be exciting to watch them.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm not going to be watching that tomorrow. My son is wrestling in a tournament, the Layton tournament, this weekend, and I'm going to be there watching that. He's won his first 2 matches already going into it, so we're good to go.
I wouldn't watch this either if my son was. But anyways, check it out. Another thing I wanted to say, you can during the whole season, you can vote for best knockout, best submission, and best fight. And voting just started on UFC's Facebook page. If you've been watching, go there. And the guys that win these get $25,000. So
it's just by fan vote? That's dumb.
Stupid fans.
So what they're trying to do is include the fans in stuff.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe
that's where I went wrong. You want to have okay, all right.
Anyway, so check it out and watch Steven Seiler tomorrow night. I think you can watch him on the Facebook prelims. So.
Oh, okay. So he's not going to be on the show.
I don't think so. He's number 2 on there. And I think there's 10 or 11 fights. Right. So.
Well, hopefully they'll show some highlights of him, KO and Klopman.
And check out the guy in the finale for the featherweight division, Diego Brandao. He's a Brazilian, trains with Jose Aldo.
So you got to keep your eye on.
Oh, he's the one that knocked out Seiler in like 15 seconds.
All right. Well, let's keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
So, anyways, on to some next weekend, UFC 140. December, I think it's the 10th, next Saturday night.
Yes, the 10th.
John Jones, Lyoto Machida. I know you don't like that fight, right?
Jones is going to kill him.
Is it just me, or is he fighting way too soon from his last fight?
He just fought at the end of September. Yeah,
that's just you. He's an athlete, man. We used to fight every week.
But UFC fighters, don't they usually wait more than 2.5 months?
Yeah, it's a bunch of. I think you
become too long.
You become a little bit prima donna-ish, and you can only fight. I like it that he's doing it again so soon. I really do.
I like this matchup. I think it's an interesting fight.
What I really like about it is they're keeping it. It's hot. It's fresh, man. We're still excited about his last fight. And why make it, as you said, why shelf it and then people? Now you got to get them excited again. I'm still excited.
Yeah.
They got to get him going fast so that Dan Henderson can be ready to go fight him next.
Exactly. You got to line him up and knock him down for El Hendo to come in.
A couple other good fights on that card. Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira against Frank Mir.
Okay,
and then
that's interesting
fight,
as well.
Yeah, I love Frank Mir. And then Antonio Rogerio Nogueira against Tito Ortiz. So the brothers are fighting in the same card.
Yeah, see, Ortiz just doesn't get me excited. I hear his name and I just you lost me.
But I like watching little knock fights, so it should be fun to watch. You got Brian Ebersol, Claude Patrick, and Mark Hominick and Cheng Sung Jung.
What?
Yeah.
That's a good card.
Exactly. No, I'm excited about that card.
All right, well, that's good stuff. And sounds like the UFC's putting together some really good stuff to kind of round the year out. But I'm really looking forward to the end of the year when you get Brock Lesnar in there and Alistair Overeem. I think that's a great way to finish the year.
They're going to have to reinforce that cage.
Yeah, they are. Now, so is anybody else compelling on that card?
I haven't looked at the card enough to know.
Well, I guess you're going to have to do that.
There's
for next
47
week.
cards before that.
Yeah, that is true. You've got a great point. Well, Joe, I want to thank you so much for bringing us all that great insight. Brandon, as always, you do a great job.
Thanks,
and
Mike.
Go see him up there in North Salt Lake at Mushin Self-Defense. And, of course, want to thank Aztec Highway for bringing all this to you, for making it all possible. And thank you, our listeners. Make sure you tune in next week for Ultimate Combat Radio.